In this video, I'm going to show you how to add liquidity to the Mira Exchange, which is a part of the Fuel network ecosystem. I'll also explain how liquidity pools work and the main risks you need to understand when adding liquidity to any pool. Mira is in the first position on the Fuel network dApps list. Using Mira gives you a 2x points boost, which might play an additional role in earning the Fuel airdrop. Previously, I added liquidity to the Swayland protocol. You can find that video in the description below. Now let's open Mira Exchange. Mira acts as a liquidity hub on Fuel, where you can trade, earn and get rewards. On the main page, we see the Mira swap. If you are not familiar with how liquidity pools work, now is a good time to reflect on how this swap form functions and where the Fuel network gets the liquidity to swap one coin for another. For example, I'll try to swap USDT for USDC. First, I need to connect my wallet. Oh, it's not working for some unknown reason. Let's try launching the app. Still no luck. The connect wallet button keeps loading. Even the liquidity page isn't working properly. Okay, I figured out how to fix the bug. I just cleared my browser cache and reloaded the page. Now I'll try connecting my wallet again. It's working perfectly, and I have connected my wallet to the Mira Exchange platform. So, here is a list of available pools. I'm going to add my liquidity to the USDC/USDT pool. The APR here is 6.54%. And the 24-hour volume is $805,439. This means that the total trading volume in this pool is about $805,000. Trading occurs when the users swap USDT for USDC and vice versa. That's why I asked you to pay attention to the swap form at the beginning of this video. If you compare this trading volume with other pools, you'll see that this trading pair is the most popular, and I'll explain why very soon. The last parameter to check is a TVL, Total Value Locked, which shows the amount of liquidity, USDT and USDC, held in this pool. The TVL is almost $2 million. The only pool with a higher TVL is the ETH pool. Typically, Ethereum and stablecoin liquidity pools are the most popular. You can browse through the other available pools, and you'll notice that each pool corresponds to a trading pair, or in other words, a swap option. Let's move on and add liquidity. I'm going to add 500 USDC. And you can see that Mira wants me to add 370 USDT. Liquidity pools usually try to maintain balance. Ideally, I should be adding 500 USDC and 500 USDT, not 370 USDT. Now I understand that this pool is imbalanced. This happens when users swap more USDT for USDC on Mira Exchange, causing the pool to fill with more USDT while depleting the USDC. That's why Mira requires me to add more USDC to help restore balance in this pool. Anyway, I don't have enough USDC, so I need to buy some. Let's go to the swap page. I'm going to sell 500 USDT and buy 503 USDC. As you already know, I'm actually adding 500 USDT to the USDC/USDT liquidity pool and taking 503 USDC from it. Click swap. Confirm the transaction. Swap successful. Now I have USDC in my balance. I am heading back to the liquidity page. Now I have enough USDC to proceed. Press preview. Click add liquidity. Confirm the transaction. Success. My new position is now displayed. I can click on it to view the details. You'll notice that the current price is shown as 1.35 USDC per USDT. In my opinion, this isn't actual market price. Rather, it reflects the USDC to USDT ratio in this pool, indicating how imbalanced the pool is, as I explained earlier. Now take note of these numbers: 500 USDC and 370 USDT. I'll pause the video to show you how these values change over time. One day has passed. As you can see, my 500 USDC has now transformed into 503 USDC, and my 370 USDT has decreased to 366 USDT. The total value remains the same, it's still $870. In my case, it doesn't really matter because I have chosen a stable pool. Whether I withdraw all 870 as USDC or a USDT doesn't make a difference since it's approximately the same amount in dollars. This brings us to the first major risk when using liquidity pools: impermanent loss. Let's take a look at some other pools. The ETH pool is also considered a stable pool since both assets are pegged to the Ethereum price. However, the USDC ETH pool is not a stable pool, it's a volatile pool. If you decide to add liquidity to volatile pools, you need to carefully calculate or predict your potential earnings and the associated risks. Imagine you add USDC and ETH in almost equal proportions according to the current cryptocurrency rates. After 1 month, you decide to withdraw your liquidity. But you find that the withdrawal only offers USDC or Ethereum. Would that be okay for you? Would you earn or lose money? Or would you have made more profit if you had just held your USDC and Ethereum in your wallet instead of adding liquidity to the pool? This situation illustrates impermanent loss, a risk that occurs when the value of the assets in the pool fluctuates compared to if you had simply held your assets without adding them to any liquidity pools. The second risk is smart contract hacking. When you deposit funds using the Mira smart contracts, you need to ensure that they are secure. You can review their documentation and check if they are undergone smart contracts audits to ensure safety. Now let's try withdrawing funds from the liquidity pool. Click Remove Liquidity. Here you can choose how much to withdraw. I'll select the maximum amount. Again, keep in mind that I may not withdraw the same amount of USDT and USDC as I deposited. However, the overall value will remain the same, since both are stable coins. I'm not going to withdraw just yet, because I want to earn more fuel network points. Let's open the points page and click Phase 2 points. Here are my collected points, which I am accumulating to receive the fuel network airdrop. Here is how the points are calculated. Activity points are earned by deploying assets to dApps on the fuel network, just like I did. Passive points, as far as I understand, are earned simply by holding assets on the fuel network. Gas points are awarded for spending on gas fees. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be seeing you in the next video.